This all in an effort to follow the words of the great American president, Abraham Lincoln, as he instructed us to care for he who has borne the battle and his widow and his orphans. So you can see as an organization, we have been blessed with great friends, great mentors, and great partners who have been so instrumental in the success of Rockin' for the Troops. And I'm so very pleased and honored to be able to introduce you now to one of those great friends and mentors. Certainly, there are few who have taken Lincoln's words more to heart than this man, who is a tireless advocate for our troops, traveling around the country and, in fact, to the front lines to encourage and entertain them. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Sinise.
Thank you very much. It's hard to believe that this has been 5 years now that we've been doing this concert for the troops. And now we have a tent for our press conferences, and how it's grown has been absolutely amazing. And over the years, I've gotten involved with several organizations like Operation Support Our Troops Illinois, who started from just absolute bare bones, dedicated volunteers and people just wanting to do the right thing for our troops. And some of them have flourished, and some of them are still in their garages just trying to do the right thing. But one of these programs that I am particularly fond of and has done so much is this one right here. And this concert has become one of the favorite things that I do every year, because the program has expanded, as Deb said, so much and has done so many things beyond its original intention, which was to just send some packages to the troops over there, some crackers and some top ramen and some Nutri-Grain and what?
Do you want one?
Pop-Tarts and the various things that come in so handy. And I've been over there, and I've seen the value of not just receiving these supplies, but receiving the gesture of these supplies. Because yes, these things will come in handy, and the Nutri-Grain will be gone in a snap, like that. But the memory of what and the gesture of what this means says so much to our troops in the field, because they know that people back here remember them and appreciate them and are paying attention to what they're doing and are not forgetting about them as days and days and weeks and months and years go on. Who would have thought that we would still be at war going on 10 years in Afghanistan? And doesn't look like it's going to stop in the foreseeable future. So what do we do back here at home? We have to stay in the fight as well. We have to, if our troops are going to volunteer to go out, do the dangerous work of defending our country around the world, then we have a responsibility here at home to let them know that we're not going to take that sacrifice and that defense for granted. Because we are all the beneficiaries of the freedom that they provide for us, and we can't ever take that for granted. Just study your history, and you know that everything that we have here in this country has been bought and paid for over the years by the sacrifices of a courageous many, and they continue to make those sacrifices. Calvin Coolidge said, "A nation which forgets its heroes will itself be forgotten." So we can't be forgotten, and we can't forget those heroes who defend our country. I'm sure we have veterans in our audience today who volunteer to support our troops through Operation Support Our Troops Illinois. And why don't they all stand up, all our veterans who are here in the audience today and all our active duty service members. Very, very important that we always say thank you. I have veterans in my family. I have Vietnam veterans on my wife's side of the family. Her two brothers served in Vietnam. Her sister was a captain in the Army. Her sister's husband, Vietnam veteran, served in the Army for 24 years. I have veterans on my side of the family. Two of my uncles were in World War II. My dad was in the Navy. My grandfather served in the Army in World War I. I didn't serve, but I have great respect for those who do, and a great appreciation of what their service has provided for me and all Americans throughout the years. So having witnessed what happened to us on September 11th and what 19 guys with box cutters could do to our nation, I felt compelled to try to do something, try to do my part. My part seems to be helping organizations like Operation Support Our Troops survive and thrive and flourish, and getting out there to remind our troops that we love them, we care about them, we appreciate them, and we will never take them for granted. So I look forward to seeing you all at the concert in July. Thank you very much.
So we have a tradition that we started, I think the first year, of presenting the first ticket for Rockin to a military person. And so we had a plan, but it sort of didn't come out the way we had expected. We wanted to present our first two tickets actually to a couple who really represent the spirit of Operation Support Our Troops. Nancy and Tom Bear are members of Operation Support Our Troops, and Tom is an orthopedic surgeon. Their two sons joined the fight some time ago, and Tom said, well, if they're going, I'm going, and he became an Army surgeon, and he is now finishing his second tour. He was supposed to be back in time to accept the two tickets, and he's not. And Nancy, I told you to sit up front, but she didn't. She's hiding back there. So Tom is on his way back, but he's not here. He will be with us at the concert. But we want to honor Nancy and Tom and their sacrifice, and ask Gary.
Now we only have like 12,000 more to go.
Okay, Al.
I'm Al Keener, and I'm the event coordinator for this great and wonderful concert. What's important to realize is this isn't just something that I do and that Debbie does. I have a team of 15 chairs, and they have many people working for them to make this a huge success. And we only need to meet maybe 6 or 7 times for the first few months before the concert, but all the work they do behind the scenes is significant. And especially with the volunteers that we have at least 450 volunteers for the day of the concert to make it all happen. And that is really a great effort for OSOT volunteers as well as the volunteers from outside the organization. So that is pretty great, really great. As Deb said, this is our 5th year of Rockin' with Gary Sinise, which is really a great asset to the concert itself. And this is our primary fundraiser for OSOTIL. The big one, the one that brings the money in to allow us to do everything that we need to do for our families of the veterans. So save the date. This will be held at Cantini Park and Military Gardens in Wheaton on Saturday, July 17th, and the doors open at 12 o'clock noon.